Welcome to Spirit Island once again. Today we'll be playing Ocean's Hungry Grass, just on base difficulty with events, of course. This is the final spirit that comes with the base game. These first 8 spirits have been super fun to play so far, and Oceans is another really great spirit. High complexity spirit. They do start with 1 presence in the ocean and 1 presence in the coast, and the oceans just kind of breaks the game in its own fun way, as a lot of spirits do, right? So the oceans is now a coastal wetland for purposes of targeting, but obviously people don't explore there. So I am going to show a quick playthrough on how to do Oceans. Oceans does become more and more difficult based on how many players are playing because of their drowning rules, right? At any time you exchange X health of invaders for 1 energy, where X is equal to the number of players, and that's for drowned pieces. And that's kind of the unique mechanic of Oceans, is they can drown pieces. So for this playthrough, I'm just going to run and trying to rush to 5 power card plays, and we'll see how far I get. Yeah. And for Oceans, so they explore the sands. Now, this sands is toast. I can't reach it. There's nothing I can do about it. This sands I will work on. So what I'm going to do here is, I wonder if I just drown the Dahan. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 presents out. And they both get added to the ocean, because that's how it works. This is a pretty good start for most Oceans games, getting 2 presents out at the beginning. And then you kind of go back and forth between these 2 growth options. Pushing presents out, bringing presents back in, and reclaiming, right? It's a very normal kind of flow of events here. So what I'm going to do is, see, I can't do anything about this Explorer. I might be able to draw a power card next turn to do something, but we'll see how that goes. I don't have any energy to start, so I'm going to go ahead and play this card here. And, oh, and I do get 1 energy from this growth option, so I think I actually want the tidal boon here. And we'll pay, and we're ready to go. And first order of business, I am going to gather this Explorer into the ocean. So that actually gives me 1 energy. I could gather another one, but there's no other Explorer. And then target spirit gains 2 energy and may push, that's a slow. Push up to 2 Dahan from one of their lands. I'm actually going to put all the Dahan here or here, so we'll see. No event. They build in the sands, they get their town, and then they explore in the jungles. Okay. So, awesome. And now we do slows. So this has to target another spirit. Solo game targets myself. So I get 2 energy. May push 1 town and up to 2 Dahan from one of my lands. If I push the Dahan into the ocean, I can move them to any coastal land instead of drowning them. So I'm actually going to push this guy into the ocean and move him over to this jungle here. And there we go. That's slow, and time passes. So now we grow once again. I am going to grow gaining a power card, and then let's go ahead and start with a minor. I did forget I could have drowned a town, and I did 2 moon, 1 wind, 3 water. So I did get 1 fear right here. So should have done 1 fear from my innate powers and fast. So now we get to gain a power card. So I need things that will take care of this land right here. So I could push out and explore, but that doesn't really fix it. Now for each to Han, 1 damage to buildings, or 1 fear gather up to 2 to Han. Maybe I'll take that. I'll gather 2 to Han from these wetlands into there. And then maybe I'll defend it. That's a target land coastal. We'll see what happens. Okay. So, and then I do have this guy who's worth an energy, so I'll just exchange that for an energy. And then let's play these 3 cards, because I get to push 1 presence out of the ocean, and I'm going to push this guy here, and then I'm going to add a presence to a coastal land right there, and 3, 2, 1, pay, ready. So first things first, 2 fear, defend 4. I'm going to do it right here. 2 fear, defend 4. Not only an event would cause that to be important, but it does do 2 fear. Next we've got this right here. I've got 2 moon, a wind, and 2 water. So I only get the first threshold of fear, so 1 fear card. That'll hopefully do something, and that is the end of fast. So events. We are healthy. In each land with at least 2 explorers, push 1 to an adjacent land. Okay, doesn't do anything. On each board, push a beast to an adjacent land with no blight. It deals 1 damage there. Interesting. I guess I'll do 1 damage here. During Ravage, if defend 1 per Dahan and land. Okay, doesn't do anything. Now, fear card. Each player may push up to 2 explorers from an inland land. 2 explorers from an inland land. Doesn't really do anything. I could get this guy closer. Yeah. Okay. Now they ravage in the sands. They do blight here. Build in the jungles. And they get a city up here. And a town down here. And then they explore in the mountains. Now the mountains is the land that I can deal with the best. That is what I like to see. So, now we have our slows. 1 fear, gather up to 2 to Han. So I'm going to go ahead and gather up to 2 to Han. And that does what? How much? 1 fear. And I'm going to pray I can defend this. And I don't know if I will be able to. And then drown and explore town into Han. So explore town, and that's 1, 2, 3 energy. And 1 fear. And this to Han unfortunately dies as well. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So we've done our slows, and we are ready to go to time passes. So now I'm going to reclaim, gain a power card, and I think it's major power time. Kind of wanted something fast to defend that, but everything is slow. So this I could potentially do. Destroy all explorers at a wilds. This I could potentially do. 4 damage in each target land. Fire and flood. An expensive card for sure. This I could do. Just removing invaders, not ideal for fear's sake. And this I could do. Let's see. Should I just try the fire and flood? this will help me get to things later. That range 2 is huge. This range 2 is also huge, but okay. So there's that. And then the cards that I played. Oh, now I need to forget a card. This gets forgotten. Forget that. The cards that I played didn't have any mountains, so I wasn't able to drown anything in the slow. Oh wait, I could have. I played this. Anyway, doesn't matter. Didn't have a town to drown, so let's go ahead and. Oh, and I need to gather one presence out, so I'll gather this guy back. And I gain 2 energy. Not nearly enough energy to play Fire and Flood, so we are going to play other cards. And where are they ravaging? The jungles? Unfortunately, I can't defend that jungles. I really wanted to. I guess I'll gather some explorers. And then I'll play this. Maybe this too. We'll see what happens. Well, I want to save the defend for later. Okay. So gather 1 explorer. I'll go ahead and gather this guy here. And then I do have 2 moons, 1 wind, and 3 water, so that's 2 fear. Hopefully that fear card does something. Okay, let's go into the events here. Stages 1 and 2. They don't ravage unless there's more invaders than the current terror level. Ugh, dang it. They're still going to ravage. If only I could have gotten rid of 1 town or something. Now in each land with beasts, 1 damage per beast. So this guy gets damaged. In each land, push 1 Dahan per Badlands disease to a land without Badlands disease. That doesn't exist. Alright, please let me do something. Add a strife in a land, not matching Ravage. Dang it. I was really hoping for that. Okay, so not matching Ravage, that's that. Now they Ravage, so these Dahan do die. Really hoping I was going to get a defend there, but it is what it is. With oceans, it's just if it's not on the coast, it's tough to deal with. Then they build, and they skip building here, and then they explore the wetlands. So this is a tough explore, because this guy is out in the no man's land here. Okay, so next we've got slows. I can drown and explore a town and a Dahan, so I'll go ahead and just drown this explorer, which will give me an energy. And then I give myself an additional 2 energy, push a town and 2 Dahan from one of my lands. Can't do that. Okay, and then slow, I do have 2 mountains and 3 waters, so I can drown a city, right? Let me drown 1 city. So I'll drown the city, get 3 energy, 1, 2, 3, and 2 fear. Okay. So time passes. Now it could be worse. That city was super easy to take care of. And now we've got fire and flood coming. So what I'm going to do now is I get to add a presence. I get to gain a power card. Let's gain a minor. And what's going on here? Is there anyone with Dahan? Ravage. I want people with Dahan. 1 damage or defend 4. Seems like everyone wants me to have Dahan. And that would have been so good. That was the card I needed to defend that jungle there. Defend 2. If no invaders are present, gather up to 2 explorers. Actually, that's really good. because what that does, so I take that, I add a presence at a range 1. I'm going to go ahead and add this presence here on a coast, so I'll add it here. And then what I do is I push one presence from each ocean, so let's get a sacred site here, and then, yep, and then I'm going to play all these 3 cards. And what this does is I'm going to defend 2, so this is defended for 2, and then gather 2 explorers, right? Yeah, that's great. And then here, I guess I get 2 fear, defend 4, and I'll defend 4 right here. And then this, hopefully I'll be able to do a bunch of damage. I do have 3 waters, so I'll get that. I don't have enough fires, but that's okay. So now we do event. We are still healthy, hanging on by a thread here. Buildings have +1 health. Okay, don't love that. Each beast destroys an explorer. Add a beast to a board with that one, and add a Dahan to a coastal land with Dahan. Coastal land with Dahan, great. Okay, and I did get a fear card. Terror level 2, each player removes an explorer or town from a coastal land. Man, that is not what the ocean wants to see. Now they ravage in the mountains. These guys die to the Dahan. They build in the wetlands, so this gets a town out here. And then they explore in the mountains once again. That is what I like to see. Yes. And then that's it. All right. So now we get to do the fun stuff. 4 damage in each target land. So range 2 away, I'm going to do 4 damage here. So that's 1 fear. And then in range 1 away from a sacred site, I'm going to do 4 damage plus 4 damage. So 8 damage. So I'm going to go ahead and destroy this city and this town, which is another 1, 2, 3 fear. And that's that. So this is the only town left on the board. And we've got some fear to go through. I don't have any drowning potential because this only drowns buildings. Did I do? I don't think I did my fear. So I should have 1 more fear. Because I have 2 moons, a wind, and 3 waters. Wait, I should have done 2 fear for this. Yeah. Time passes. That was a fast power. Sorry, I forgot that. Okay. Now we're going to reclaim and gain a power card. And let's go ahead and gain a minor. And I can gather presence into each ocean. Let's gather this guy right here. And I gain a minor power. And this pushes 1 explorer town per Dahan. This adds Badlands. I get +1 range with all my powers. Defend 6. Removing Blight, that might be helpful. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this defend 6 and maybe remove some Blight off the board. And I get 2 energy because I reclaimed. Okay, so now let's see what we got. Let's gather explorers. Get these guys maybe into this land here, or this land here. Yeah, this land right here. And then I'm also going to play this to get that blight removal. And then, oh, I can just play this. Oh, yeah, I can just play both of those and get rid of both explorers into the ocean. That's nice. And then play this for the energy. Okay, let's go ahead and see how that pans out. So fast. I said remove a blight, so I'll go ahead and remove. Oh, this has to be 1 away from a sacred site. Okay, hold up. Let me gather this guy into the ocean instead. And then now this is 1 away from a sacred site, and I can remove that blight. Okay. Next, defend 2 If no invaders are present, gather up to 2. So I'm going to go ahead and gather up to 2 explorers here using this power. And then using this power, I'm going to gather 2 explorers into the ocean, which does 2 energy for me. That's a slow power. I do have 3 wind, 2 moon, and 3 water, so I only get 2 fear. Still, that's a fear card. I'll take that. And slows, I can drown a city if I want. Okay, this town is problematic. I don't know how to get to it. I need a major power that can reach out there. Okay, event. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it has sun, push an explorer. Okay, or for injury player, each spirit adds a disease to a land of cities, 2 fear. Each beast destroys an explorer. Do I have the energy to do this? Do I have a sun? Do I forget Fire and Flood? I think I forget Fire and Flood. I'm gonna forget it. Because it's 2 fear, and then there's no disease, and then they do extra damage. But that doesn't matter. So now, I did it for the fear. And I don't think I'm going to come up with need Fire and Flood again. Add a strife to... Okay, so this is tier level 2. Add a strife to a land with Beast, Disease, or Dahan. That literally does nothing. This guy has 1 health, I guess. Okay. Remove an explorer or town from a land with Badlands, Wilds, or Dahan. Dang it. Okay, still nothing. I can't remove it. Ravage in the wetlands, build in the mountains, and explore in the coast. Okay. They're just giving me a freebie here by exploring in the coast. Yeah, so now slows. I can push 1 town and up to 2 Dahan from one of my lands. I don't really want to push 2 Dahan from one of my lands. But I do want the 2 energy. And then I can drown a town, which doesn't exist. Okay, time passes. Where are they ravaging? Okay, I need a major power. I need something that can deal damage to that town fast. Dang it. 1 away from a sands. Sands or wetlands. But that's range 1. 1 away. I can't reach. 1 away from a mountain. I can't reach. I guess Power Storm it is? Yeah. Okay. And then I do get to add a presence out. Okay, so I'm going to forget Nature's Resilience. 1 blight removal I think is good. And then I'm going to... I'll gain this presence here because I don't need the 5 power card plays yet. So add 1 and then push 1 out. So now I have a Sacred Site in each coastal land. And then I'm going to play all of these. And pay. I don't know which one I want to repeat. I guess I'll repeat. So I get 3 energy, which is good. I can repeat a power card by paying its cost again. Do I just take... Do I drown both of these guys? No, I'll drown all 3 of these guys. That'll be worth it. 2 fear. Defend 4. I'm going to defend this one just in case they do extra damage. Shouldn't, but they might. And let's see what the event does. Stage 3. Oh, we win. That's stage 3. Thank goodness. I didn't even look at that. Okay, so that was nice. You could see Oceans really is an ocean spirit. Like, I got rid of that city. Super easy, no problem. But this freaking town out here, out in the middle of no man's land, I just couldn't do anything about. The whole game. Couldn't do anything about it. Let's check out the score. 24. Yeah, I mean, I added that blight and I lost some to Han. So that was not super great, but wasn't too far into the game. Yeah, so some things to think about with oceans is if you're choosing a random board, you don't really have very many options, but there are some boards where the coastal land is adjacent to every land except one. On board E and a few other boards, the coastal lands are adjacent to every land except two, and this double land of problems becomes problematic because you can't reach this town. And then luckily I drew Fire and Flood. I mean, I forgot that, but I drew Fire and Flood to do some damage out here, prevented an extra blight from going off in this wetlands. But yeah, good game altogether. You can see why Oceans is fun. I was about to repeat this power card. They were going to build here, here, and here, and I was going to drown 2 explorers, 2 towns right here. That would have been fun. And then, yeah. And it's interesting playing with the Oceans because you do really get that feeling of pushing and pulling with the tides with your growth options. And I never got energy because I drowned so many things. And that's where that drowning rule at the bottom left here shows kind of how strong it is when you're playing single player or even 2-player. If you have 2-player but people are pushing into the oceans, it's like super strong. And once you get to 3 or 4 players, it's hard. I have seen Oceans played in a 6-player game, and it's just disappointing. It's just so hard. Your board is just so hard to deal with. You don't have the energy to do things, and it just becomes difficult. But I mean, I played Fire and Flood, which is a 7-cost major power, and I ended the game with 4 energy. And I was about to drown 6 health worth of invaders in the slow phase, which would have given me an additional 6 energy. So I would have ended that turn with 10 energy. So in low player count games, you are not hurting for energy, but as soon as you get to I think 4 is probably my cutoff for playing Oceans. I'd play Oceans in a 3-player game, but once I get to 4-player, I don't know how much fun I'd have with Oceans just because of that energy drop off. It's just you drown a city and you're still not getting 1 energy for that. So great game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you guys next time on A Token of Persuasion with Keeper of Forbidden Wilds.